pieces together.
Yeah. And I love everything that you just said, my friend, specifically about learning to learn and relationships. And we'll touch on relationships in a little bit. But ultimately, you're so right in the sense that kindergarten to college, you get a diploma, but you're just studying a curriculum or what you're told that you have to study. And it doesn't necessarily mean here's a job or here's a job that you want or here's your passion. But learning to learn is, like you said, finding something and then owning in on how it works. How can I get great at this? How many hours do I have to put in? What do I have to learn? And I was a little bit of a late bloomer, I would say, with stuff like this. And towards the end of college, towards the beginning of my Wall Street career, when I started studying the NLP, is when I really understood about the concept of learning to learn. And I remember when I first was working with a mentor on NLP, they used to have to kick me out of his office because we had one-on-one sessions. He's like, all right, Craig, please, I have to go home now. I would just ask questions and questions, and I wanted to learn so much. I was so fascinated by how much knowledge there is in regards to revamping your mindset. And to me, it was just endless opportunity and what I could accomplish. And it was so important to me that I figured that out. And then from there, I started to go to work on it. And so, like I said, I was a little bit of a late bloomer, but once I learned how to learn, to quote you, is when really the whole world just opened up for me in terms of abundance and what I see possible for myself.
Yeah, I'm totally with you. What's the next step? Where are you going? What do you see as your future? Because I definitely would love to take you out to lunch and pick your brain more and spend some time. But and when I was younger, I loved to lift weights. Like I was a big guy. Like all big guys like to pump weight. And
Yes.
then one coach, Frank Shamrock, at one point said, if you do cardio like this as a heavyweight, nobody will ever be able to beat you because you'll be prepared. And they go and lift weights all the time. That's what they enjoy. But he goes, start to enjoy what you don't enjoy to be able to get the result that you want.
That's awesome.
And then he hit me in the head a lot. So it was good.
Frank Shamrock, Ken Shamrock's brother, right?
Yep, exactly. So I was super blessed as that being my first MMA coach with Javier Mendez, and they got me ready for life. I mean, I wish they would have added obviously some of the stuff I know now, but that's why I'm here, and that's why I had to go through that. So what's the future look like? What are you up to? Where are you going with it? I love how you're doing everything. I love the points that you gave earlier about NLP too.
I appreciate you saying that. And like I said earlier, I'm a big fan of yours too. So for this whole CLS, Cultivate Lasting Symphony movement, if you will, I found this a little bit later because it took the pandemic for me to really have a moment. And it's going to sound spiritual, but to speak to God and put the world on pause, because I own a business on Wall Street. And as you can imagine, in Manhattan, it's always go, go, go. But when I finally had a moment, it was like, of course, the stars are aligned. The writing has always been on the wall. This was always what I love to do, is sharpen the axe, learn to learn, help people. I always had an unparalleled ability to communicate to people for them to want to get better. But then when the pandemic happened, it occurred to me, this isn't only my passion, it's my purpose. And I'm going to make this thing the biggest thing the world has ever seen, bigger than the likes of Tony Robbins. I know you're going to think I'm crazy. And it's not for me, it's not on a selfish level. It's just so that I can reach as many people as I possibly can and help them understand how by revamping their mindset, there's just a world of abundance out there for them. Because like you said earlier, so many people are stuck, and especially after college, doesn't have to be that way. Everybody can use a mentor, but most importantly, once they begin to understand how to learn, there's really just endless potential that you can tap into with the mindset. So ultimately, I want to keep growing this thing. It's growing super fast. A lot of people think it's an overnight success, but they don't see the 20-hour work days. I'll be straight up with you right now. I don't have a ton of balance, but there's nothing else in the world I'd rather be doing. And ultimately, I want to be able to continue to speak in front of hundreds of thousands of people. God willing, 2021, that opportunity will open up a little bit. Also with the podcast, just having great people on, such as yourself, which I will, and infiltrate your audience and so forth. Just be able to reach so many more human beings and ultimately just make the world a better place, as cliche as that sounds, by showing people, by changing their mindset, that they can accomplish anything. I think that there's there's no ceiling on where we're going with this thing. As long as people continue to find the message relatable, they could tell that I'm doing it for the right reasons. I think there's no ceiling. So for 2020, my mantra was the rise. For 2021, it's going to be the explosion.
Bro, I love it. So the whole thing with a big, massive company bigger than who you just mentioned, I love it. I absolutely love it. I think that there's so much opportunity out there. I mean, he's only tagging less than 1% of the population, and there's so much that people are craving. A lot of time they just don't know where to look.
That's right.
So I appreciate your time today, bro. I mean, I know we went about 35 minutes or so. Give a plug where we can. It'll be in the comments below, obviously too. But where can people go and find you? Check out what you're up to. Contact you at.
Yeah. So where I hang out the most is Instagram at Craig Siegel _CLS. YouTube channel and Facebook is Craig Siegel. My website, also a private Facebook group, Cultivate Lasting Symphony. And of course, subscribe immediately anywhere you listen to podcasts, the CLS Experience, dropping first week of the new year.
Love it, bro. I really appreciate your time. You guys, two things that I just want to reiterate. One, model what you want, and two, anchor it in you, anchor it in your life, anchor your successes, understand what they feel like, and love it. Bro, Craig, I appreciate your time today. Thank you for everything.
Dan, it's my pleasure. I told you we'd manufacture magic here today, and I can confirm we did just that. I'm a huge fan of yours. I love everything that you're doing. There's zero doubt in my mind that you are destined for greatness. Keep doing your thing, and this will definitely not be the last time you and I collaborate.
Thank you, brother. Have an amazing day.
You too, buddy.
You guys, Significance Breeds Success every Tuesday, right here where you're listening to, or you can go to significancebreedsuccess.com, danopuder.com, or check out our schools. They're in South Florida. Come out, speak to our kids, impact lives, and have some fun. See you guys.